Hello everyone, I'm Laure Van Aert, I'm a French student and we are here in Boulogne-sur-Mer. For 1 year we have worked about a project called Graines de Reporter with some French students and Romanian students. We have learned about the impact of Europe on our territory. Today, with Jan, Cesara and Sofia, we are going to compare the similarities and differences that we have noticed during our experiences and the topics we have worked about. And now we are letting the girls introduce themselves.
Hi, my name is Cesara. I'm 17 years old and I'm a Romanian student, and I'm really glad to be part of this project.
Hello, my name is Jan. I'm 17 years old and I'm a French student.
And hi, I'm Sofia. I'm 16 years old, the smallest one, and I'm from Romania.
Thank you guys, and how was the experience with this project?
So, first of all, for us Romanians, it was a very challenging project because we have to work in a team and efficiently in 2 months. But overall, it was a very fulfilling experience, and we learned a lot from it. And we made new friends because we didn't know each other that well until this project came around. Like, we didn't choose our team partners, so that was like the challenging part. Overall, it was amazing.
I was excited to be part of this project because this type of program is so far the only one that we have heard about. It was completely new to me to work with your fellow students and students from another country.
And how did you feel while interviewing people?
So at first I was nervous because it was the first time I had ever done something like that. And because the man I interviewed is quite an important person in our county. But since he was very cheerful and kind from the start, my emotions went away after a little while.
I was a bit nervous when I had to interview people, but in the end it was enriching to exchange with people.
How did your Europe funding change or improve the visitor experience in each place?
So I believe that European funds have greatly improved both the interior and exterior of our museum, because before the museum's colors were very dull and now it looks much nicer. And the exhibition were also quite old, like they were made 10 years ago and they had nothing modern, but now they are much interesting for people to visit as they have added modern elements and lighting.
For I have felt very lucky to have fundings from Europe in order to improve the facilities of different places like Nausicaa and also the site of the Cap.
What did you learn about the impact of Europe in your area?
So, first of all, the European Union makes a lot of effort in order to modernize areas all over our city and all over Europe as well. So there are more and more projects in Romania that are funded by the European Union, and I think that's great because they try to make the best out of what they offer, and many spaces and buildings are modernized and they look more appealing, like the city is like really vibrant now and full of life. So like the European Union improved really much the quality of life in our city, and I'm really glad.
We learned that Europe has had a greater impact than we thought it had.
Did you encounter difficulties in realizing, and how did you manage them?
Yeah, so it was quite difficult to meet because it was summer vacation and most of us were busy. And also it was challenging to get the interviews as we received very few responses to our emails. But in the end, we managed to meet and to contact the interview sources through the people working at the respective institutions.
It was not always easy to find the information, and sometimes it was also difficult to find the right context. To overcome this, we helped by your teachers.
And what was your motivation to join this type of project?
So my main motivation was to try something new because I had never done something like a podcast before, but also the opportunity to go to France and meet the people here because we have a totally different culture.
We were motivated by the project because it was new, and also it was an opportunity to meet new people, learn new things and speak English.
And how often did you meet in person to work on the project?
I would say that our whole team met about once a month, but we also split into smaller groups of 2 and 3 people to conduct the interviews and work on the Vox Populi and editing.
We have been meeting every week for the last 12 months.
How was your team organized and who were the members of the team?
So we were organized in 3 teams with 5 students each, but overall, so like we were like 15 people, 15 students, and also our team is made out of Adelina and Raluca, who work at Radio Romania, and also Costin, who is the president of our volunteer group, Imago Mundi.
We're 5 in our team. Laure was the reporter, Celia was the translator, and the others were working together to find the informations.
What was the purpose of the podcast?
So the purpose of this podcast that we made in Romania in Pitești was to acknowledge how the European Union impacts our day-to-day life, and also we tried playing the role of little reporters and journalists because we didn't experience that in the past, so it was something new to us. And for a short period of time, sometimes it got like we were pressured by time, but that was, I think, the beauty of the process. And we got out of our comfort zone a lot with this project, so it served the purpose of making us think outside the box.
The podcast was to compare the impact of European fundings both in Pitești and in Boulogne, especially in the environment fields, social fields, and educational fields.
What did you learn from this experience?
So I'm going to speak for the whole team, in the name of the whole team. We learned that in every team the key word for success is communication, because we had to talk a lot for this project. And if you want to do something that you have no idea of at first and you don't know how to do it and where to start, you can succeed if you are patient enough and learn and try to listen to others and what they have to say. And finally, that the European Union does many, many things for the well-being of its citizens, even if we don't realize it.
We learned to practice English and how to make podcasts, as well as working in a team. And obviously, we learned a lot of things about our region and the impact of Europe in it.
Why were the contests organized for Romanian students and what was it like?
So as Cezara said, at first there were 3 teams, each with 5 people. And out of the 3 teams we were selected because we had the most complete radio reports. And this competition was organized because it was more efficient for us to go and represent everyone than all of us to go.
Where will your podcast be broadcasted?
So I think our podcast will be broadcasted on Imago Mundi's Instagram page at the end of this Erasmus program. I hope so. And I think we will also send it to our professors in our high school, because we are really proud of this project and what we did, and so they are for us.
So the podcast will be broadcast on the website of our school and will be accessible to all the pupils and staff of our school.
So guys, thank you for sharing your opinion and experiences during this interview, and see you in the next podcast.
See you!
See you, bye!